Now, let's get back to Nairobi, where the government is set to launch a cancer vaccine known as HPV. The vaccine is being launched by Health Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki. And of course, the project will help against cervical cancer. Let's listen in live.
So I'm here to really also join the rest of the development partners and everybody to congratulate Kenya upon reaching this milestone. The World Health Organization has the three-pronged approach for prevention of cervical cancer. And the most basic and primary one is vaccination. We have seen from Dr. Tabu's presentation that we have countries that have even gone as far as eliminating cervical cancer. Australia will be the first country to eliminate cervical cancer, to have a country where no woman in the country actually gets cervical cancer. And this they've done through vaccination and screening and early treatment. And Kenya can do this and Africa can do this. For sure, no woman should die from cervical cancer when it is, as we have seen, an 100% preventable cancer. We have so many cancers that cannot be prevented, but this is a cancer that can be prevented. Kenya joins the rest. East Africa is one of the regions in Africa that boasts for having introduced cervical cancer vaccine. Uganda was the first country in Africa to have a child vaccinated against cervical cancer in 2008. Rwanda joined in 2011. Tanzania was the next country last year which introduced cervical cancer vaccine in East Africa, and now Kenya joins. Kenya becomes the 16th country in Africa to introduce this vaccine. And as we've seen, globally, in the UN member states becomes the 97th country. So with all the myths and rumors and misconceptions about this vaccine, all the developed world has introduced this vaccine. It is us in the developing world who have the highest burden of cervical cancer that get all these rumors and dilly-dally in preventing these diseases. Yet we know, we've seen a cancer survivor. She's here to tell her story. We have very many women that are 6 feet under that did not tell their stories. We have lost mothers. We know what happens when you lose a mother. The whole society collapses. Children from motherless homes, we have seen what happens to them. So the government taking such a big and bold step to prevent the girls and women of this country from cervical cancer is such a big step, and really we congratulate you. I want to continue to give our commitment as the World Health Organization to support this country in taking this forward. We supported the demonstration program, as Dr. Tabu mentioned. You had a demonstration program in Kitui in 2013 and 2014, and 2015 you were the first Gavi-eligible country to be supported by Gavi to try out these pilots to see can you actually reach this unique age group. Most vaccines are given to children and babies, and it's very easy to get children and babies to get vaccinated. But it's not easy to get a child, a 10-year-old girl who is not sick, to move to a health facility. And that is why we need your help as the media and as representatives of the communities, and all of you in your capacities, you have a role to play to get these girls to get this vaccine, because it's not a usual age group. The vaccine is safe, the vaccine is tested, the vaccine is effective, highly effective in preventing cervical cancer. Countries that have introduced it, we have seen a tremendous drop in cervical cancer cases. And for sure, Kenya can do it. Once again, I want to congratulate the country. Madam Cabinet Secretary, I want to really congratulate you on behalf of the World Health Organization and on behalf of Gavi, who is the Vaccine Alliance Secretariat that does provide us with funding to introduce this vaccine to low and middle-income countries. I want to congratulate you and welcome you to the world of the countries that have made a decision that their women's lives matter and protect them from cervical cancer. The leading cause of cancer deaths among women in Kenya. The leading cause. 9 women die every single day from cervical cancer. To see that we shall prevent these deaths and have stable families and secure a stable future for this country. Thank you.
Right there is the launch of the cervical cancer vaccine that's expected to be launched by Health Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki. Our reporter Mary Mwoki is attending that event. She will be joining us later on to give us details of what transpired.